Hello, welcome back to the Crypto Dave YouTube channel. I hope everybody's doing well today. Now, a few days ago I put a video out when my mining portfolio hit $20,000 for the first time. And one of the things I mentioned in that was Genesis mining. And I said in a few days I would do a video about how my Genesis mining contract had performed and explain a little bit more about the system. So this is that video. So just to start off, what is Genesis mining? Basically, they're a cloud mining company, and what that means is that if you wanted to mine, say, Bitcoin, there's two things you can do. You can either go out and buy some Bitcoin mining hardware, so you could go out and buy like an ANT miner, and then you could kind of plug that in and pay for electricity, and make sure it's online all the time, and make all the money back from that. The other alternative is that you can go to a company like Genesis, and they buy the hardware. They have data centers that are running all this hardware, and then they will lease it fundamentally to you for a set amount of time. And the way that's done is it's either on a 2-year contract. So for most currencies like Ethereum and Dash, it's a 2-year contract. With Bitcoin, it's an open-ended contract. Now, just remember, although it says open-ended, that doesn't mean it will run forever. That means it will run until it's economically not viable. And I'll run you through what that means for you in a minute when we log in. But if you go to their website, so it's genesis-mining.com, and then if you go to pricing, you can see what you can get for your money. So these are the 6 different coins that you can mine. So there's Bitcoin mining, Dash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and Zcash. And then underneath you have the different the different packages for each. So you can see you can buy 200 gigahashes a second of Bitcoin mining. It costs you $30, and it's an open-ended Bitcoin mining contract. Maintenance fees applies, and that's why it doesn't run forever. And then if you go to Dash, you can see these are a 2-year mining contract. There's no maintenance fees for Dash or Ethereum or any of the others. So that's a 2-year mining contract. Zcash is the only different one in that that's just a 1-year contract. You can see some of these are out of stock. Monero mining is in stock. I think Litecoin is out of stock at the moment as well. This is how you go and you choose what you want. So you can have small, medium, large, or then you can go to the slider here and you can tailor make exactly how you want it. If you wanted something somewhere in between. So if you wanted to say 60 mega hashes, 50 or 70 mega hashes, you could go here and then purchase that plan. So I'll just log in now and show you how my contract has performed. So just bear with me 1 second. I'm not a robot. Sign in. So if you purchase a plan, basically you get a username and password, and then you can log in. And when you log in, you'll get initially to a dashboard. This has all the different coins you can buy contracts on. As you can see, I don't own anything apart from a 0.6 terahash Bitcoin contract here. And then if you scroll down a little tiny bit, you can see an earnings chart, and this is day by day, and it shows you how your earnings have increased since the beginning of the contract. It only goes back for about a kind of month. I think it shows you last 30 days or so. So we can see as of today, I've made 138 US dollars. The other thing you can do here is configure your miners, and then so I have a Bitcoin mining contract, but it pays so little Bitcoin that I actually, a few days ago, I switched it over to Doge. So you can go here and you can say, right, I want 50% to be Bitcoin, I want to be paid out 50% in Dash, or whatever you want. So I had it set at the moment to Doge, so I have 100% set to Doge, just like that. So if we go to my orders, I can show you here, if we scroll down to the bottom, my completed orders. So you can see here I bought this contract, 0.6 terahashes a second. It cost me $110.58, and I bought that on the 5th of September 2016. So that's approximately 9 months ago now. Now if we look at the contract, and this is why open-ended contracts don't last forever, is if we look at the remuneration here. So you can see there's an A and a B, and A is basically the upfront cost. That's what it costs to do it. So they were charging 19 cents US dollars per gigahash. That's when I bought the contract. But you also are paying 0.0004 US dollars per gigahash per day. which is deducted from the coins you generate. So in the terms of my contract, that actually works out as 24 US cents a day that comes off of the profit. Now, at some point, as the network difficulty increases, my 0.6 terahash will be worth less and less and less. It will generate less and less coins as the network size increases and the difficulty increases. And at some point, it will reach a point where the coins I'm generating are worth 24 cents or less, at which point my contract will finish. So that's what an open-ended kind of contract means. So if we go back to the dashboard, we can see here as of the 11th of June, it's the 13th today, but it's always a couple of days behind, I've made 138 US dollars. That's in Bitcoin, and that's related to the Bitcoin price today. So it costs me $110.58. I've made $138. So far I've made $28 profit, but obviously the contract is still running, so it might run for another 6 months, might run for another year. If Bitcoin prices keep on going up, even the small amount of Bitcoin I'm making will hopefully be more than that 24 cents a day, and it will continue to make some money. But it's worked in a way. I paid $110 and I've made $28 profit. But fundamentally that's nothing. It was a tiny kind of contract. It was bought as an experiment. It was just something I was quite interested in back in the day, and it might continue to make a little bit of money. We'll see. It might go up. I might make $200, $250. I might double my money. So from that sense, it's quite good. But what you have to bear in mind, and this is why mining contracts, they might seem kind of great because you think, oh, I've got my money back. It's 6 months to return on investment. It's 9 months return on investment, and then it's all profit. Whilst that is true, what would have happened if back on the 5th of September last year, I'd taken that $110 and I'd actually just bought $110 worth of Bitcoin? Well, I did the sums this morning, and back on the 5th of September 2016, a single Bitcoin cost $606.30. That was the average for the day. So my $110 would have made me 0.18238 Bitcoins. So that's what I would have made. And if I hadn't touched that, and I still had that 0.112384 Bitcoins, today that bit of the Bitcoin, that 0.18 of the Bitcoin, would have been worth just over $510, about $510. So when I checked the price earlier, we were looking about a Bitcoin being about $2,800. Sorry about that, the phone just went. So as I was saying, the contract has kind of worked. I paid $110, I've made $138, so I'm in credit, and the contract's still running, so hopefully it will make a bit more. It might double the amount that I originally paid. But the annoying fact is that if I just bought $110 worth of Bitcoin, I'd have made approximately $400 profit today. So that's the crux with mining contracts. If the mining contract continues to go on for another kind of year, and if Bitcoin prices increase a lot, then it might run for another year, and I might end up with $200 profit. The trouble with that is that if Bitcoin prices go up, which means that the contract goes on, if I had just bought the Bitcoin directly, it will still be worth a lot more. So in conclusion, it can be fun, and it can be fun to kind of mine. It's nice to see the sort of money trickling in here and there, and just buying a small chunk of a Bitcoin is fundamentally a little bit boring. It's only when you come back maybe a year later and see that it's quadrupled in price that it might be quite exciting. So there is a little bit of a there's a bit of fun in kind of mining, whether you're actually mining yourself or with a cloud mining contract. My only caveat to that would be, I would say it's almost always better to just invest directly in the coin you're interested in mining. So if you want a Bitcoin contract, take your, you're willing to spend $500, take your $500 and invest it in Bitcoin today. Or, even better, invest $100, every week for the next 5 weeks, so you get a little bit of an average of kind of pricing in case it, can take advantage of a little dip. So the reality of this is, they're a decent company. They're not a scam company like some of these ones out there, and there are some of these pseudo kind of cloud mining companies that don't actually own hardware, and they're offering you huge returns, or offering you 10%, 20% a day. They're all scams. Genesis Mining is not a scam company, but fundamentally, they buy the hardware and they mine, and they have to take their profit out of it. So you are paying for their profits. You're not putting a huge amount of capital at risk, because you can just buy, as we saw from the pricing page, if I just go back to that now quickly, their Bitcoin packages started from $30. Now, there's no way you can physically get started mining Bitcoin yourself for $30. Realistically, you're looking at $2,000 for an AMP miner in order to get kind of started. So if you're just kind of interested in it and you think it'd be a bit of fun, then by all means go ahead and do it. But if you're looking for return on investment, it's almost always better just to invest directly in the coins themselves. So anyway, I hope that's been useful to you, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. If it's been interesting, or you like some of the other videos I'm doing, please subscribe and leave a comment. I try and answer all the comments. I can't always get back to them within an hour or so, but I have, I think, so far answered every comment that somebody's made. So ask me questions, tell me if you want me to to do videos on other topics, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.